Hi there, welcome back to the Dylan Rounds case and the latest news in general. Today I wanted to share with you what happened, what went down yesterday regarding James Brenner's court appearance, his hearing. If you remember, November 13th, delayed for so long, and it came about yesterday, and it did happen, and there was a form of outcome. And I'll be revealing that, I'm going to be elaborating from the perspective of Candice Cooley because she posted it herself on the Find Dylan Rounds Facebook page. We're going to read through the post, we're going to try and understand it, see the comments, what people had to say about it as well. And you yourself, for those that are watching in this live premiere, welcome. Be sure to share your opinions and reactions in the live chat box. What do you think about it? Is it a success or not? And what could it mean for the future in between? Okay. As well, before we go any further, just want to say shout out to Julie for her appearance and becoming a member once again. Very good of her. And I think she sent a super chat as well. So shout out to Julie, shout out to Shichu, shout out to Cleo, I believe. And if there's another person who I may have forgotten, it's good of the people that were present last night and those that showed support. And of course, evidently, there was a bit of resistance afterwards, but that was to be expected as well, predicted. As said, with the Shack Lady situation, we're pushing that back for maybe tomorrow or the day after. This right now is specifically about Dylan Rounds and quite important, okay? If you do want to catch up on any previous videos on the case or other stuff, top right corner of the screen, I symbol, you click on it, it'll show you the list of videos you can catch up on, including the very important one last night, which could be of great use and value to you if you do get caught up in trouble at times, okay? In addition, down below in the pinned comment section, there are some additional links if you wish to check them out too. But yeah, today's video format could be a bit on the shorter side, but it's just how it is. We don't need to look at any comments previously because it's mainly short-ended ones and some have been answered already, so we don't really need to go there. It's just all about what's currently happened. Now, just one thing to acknowledge and highlight, because I already know that some people probably don't trust Candice Cooley or anything that comes out of her mouth, but I do want to show some form of consistency, okay? Just so this becomes more believable to you. If you don't trust what Candice Cooley says in this post of this video covered, just look back at Weezer's comment from the video yesterday. Maybe I can show it up on screen now or at some point in the video. Basically, and I'll just explain it now for, reference, backstory. Last night, Weezer, Montello Local or so, did pop into the live premiere chat and confirmed that the hearing was successful in the sense that it did happen and it wasn't delayed in that sense. But I think it was called a preliminary or something. Trial was, dated to May time next year. As said, we'll look at the specific dates visually so I can see it myself when we go on the Facebook page. But I just wanted to show it from a different point of view. So it's not just Candice Cooley saying this, but Weezer, a key individual who has been pretty accurate in the Dylan Rounds case. And it's like on behalf of another person that knows Weezer that went out there to, to the hearing, to witness it, to hear about it, and then pass on the news after. So successful in passing on information and accurate too, just in case you were wondering or questioning there, okay? Additionally, in this video, I'll probably talk on, out of interest, of what happens during the moments of silence from now on into the future, right? Because that is a key important part too. But first of all, let's not mess around anymore. Let's head on over to the Facebook page and see what Candice Cooley has had to say regarding the latest hearing of Brenner. So here we are, and if we do scroll on down past this one, which was 15 minutes ago, Candice Cooley made a post 14 hours ago. So it would have been on the day of the hearing or just after. So Candice Cooley says, hearing update. We had a hearing today in Dylan's case. It was decided the preliminary hearing would be held May 15th and 16th of 2024. The time frame is not ideal, but at least we are moving forwards. As a family, we have left Utah deflated for the last 18 months. Today was a win for Dylan and we left with a little better feeling. Justice for Dylan. So overall, this is a positive in a way. I guess maybe you could argue it should have happened a long time ago to begin with, but it seems like there is movement forwards, a preliminary hearing. Now, if anyone doesn't quite know what a preliminary hearing is, we can just have a brief look now at the definition of it. So on Google in general, it says preliminary hearing. It means in common law jurisdictions, a preliminary hearing can't get it out. Hold on. So here is a brief definition on Google. Preliminary hearing in common law jurisdiction, a preliminary hearing, preliminary examination, preliminary inquiry, evidentiary hearing, or probable cause hearing is a proceeding after a criminal complaint has been filed by the prosecutor to determine whether there is enough evidence to require an actual trial. And then it goes on from there, I guess. Now, I don't know if this has been worded completely correctly. I don't know if it slightly differs from country to country. If you do want to add on, you want to make corrections, feel free to do so. This isn't me saying it. This is what the definition says online. There is an example photo here, but it's not of the US. It's a different place. But it kind of like shows kind of how it goes. Arraignment hearing, well, we've already had that previously in the Dylan Rounds case, right, with Brenner, the arraignment of his attorneys, and that dragged out for quite some time, the arraignment, because it was that back and forth between does Brenner have one attorney or two, you know, and then an attorney here and there backing down, quitting, so that dragged it out more, but it looks like that has been finally achieved now. Preliminary hearing pushed back to May of 2024. And then I guess if you tie it in with that definition of if there's enough evidence and stuff, then it goes to trial. How it's mentioned here is Supreme Court trial. Now, I don't know if that's quite the same with the US, but it will go to trial after the preliminary hearing if I guess there's enough evidence which sees fit, which incriminates Brenner enough. So yeah, I guess it makes a bit more sense now in terms of understanding these keywords. So with that being said, you know, movement forwards, Candice Cooley acknowledging it here. The fact that it's May 15th, 2024, that's quite some time away, isn't it? That's a real long time away. But it's not just the 15th, it says and the 16th, so over 2 days. So it kind of sounds more serious and, you know, it should be, to be honest. Candice Cooley says time frame not ideal, but movement forwards. For the last 18 months, it's just been delayed, dragged out, but now getting a little bit closer to that justice for Dylan. I just want to know your thoughts down below. You know, as a viewer, what do you think about this? You think it's good that the preliminary hearing is happening next and there's no more delays? Are you slightly disappointed yourself about the date of when it's going to be held? But I think when it does come about, providing there's no more delays, if it gets to the part about evidence, do you think it'll be more than enough to go to trial? You know, we take into account the evidence that has been found along the way, including that unknown DNA evidence more recent time, the last few months ago. Do you think any of that will be enough to go to trial? Let me know your thoughts. I mean, we can check the comments out. Just see what people say. Thank goodness. Hope you guys will get closer soon. Continue the prayers. So frustrating having to wait. Good news. Maybe not perfect timing, but there will be an end. There will be justice. I pray that this long drawn out process will result in the justice you and your family deserve. Hope Dylan is brought home. How hard this has been for all of you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you each and every day. Not much longer. May will be 2 years since Dylan went missing. What a frustrating, drawn-out process, though all you continued to press forward. You fought for your son and you've never stopped looking. Mainly just, most people are being positive, right? Some saying, yes, it takes time, but it's movement forwards. I just tend to look through these comments just in case there's anything of interest, right? Father above, give Candice Cooley's family comfort and some peace, even with the pain of Okay. What's this? I feel like nothing happened to Brenner. Oh, wait, where's this? Why does it feel like nothing's happening to Brenner and make him talk, regardless of what he did? He won't win in the end. Dylan's coming back home regardless what that soulless person acts like, he's boss. And he wasn't getting out of bed for Dylan to park his truck in Sharp's name. Makes me cringe with enough anger. Local Ellie is handling his case. I don't buy it. That would be happening next year. They don't want to do anything. That means investigate. When a mother says he's gone, he would leave the farm. Why does the date have to be so far away? This is ridiculous. What has happened to Dylan and your family? Moving forwards, and that's about it there. And I don't think there's not really anything else on the Facebook page. So the way Weezer worded it was, not much happened regarding that hearing yesterday, but what's been announced for the future could be very important in terms of the final steps, or the beginning steps, let's say, to getting justice for Dylan. So some people may ask themselves, what now? You know, because there is something in a way to look forward to, or maybe not look forward to in that sense, but to be on the lookout for in the future, that there is something being worked towards right now, but it's going to take time. When it came to the beginning of this case, all unfolding and learning about it, Dylan gone missing originally and not knowing what directly happened, and then eventually the clues and the evidence pointing towards the death of Dylan. What would you be looking for next? Well, it would be justice. It would be trying to find Dylan's remains, but it's not like guaranteed that, right? There's no date set. It's not set in stone. It's still unknown, right? And that can still apply to this day. But when you're talking about actual dates, recorded dates, things that have been put in place, whether it be next week, next month, for the future, if that's what's been stated and it's all official and everything, then there is something in the future, in the distance, which you'll eventually get to. And it seems a bit more guaranteed. Now, I know some people may think that's a bit dodgy, that wording, because of the previous hearings and stuff which have been delayed and pushed back, even though dates were set, right? So maybe you could argue and say there is still a little bit of caution that the 15th, 16th of May, the preliminary hearing, is there any chance that that could be delayed or damaged, harmed, with everything else in between from then on? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe we can do a poll, right? It's probably way ahead in time, but do you think there's a chance that 15th, 16th of May preliminary hearing of 2024 will go through, or will it be pushed back even further past that point? Or there's no more continuances and there's no more BS like that? Be sure to vote right now and let me know your thoughts in general, okay? I just think that in the meantime, though, right, the focus will be trying to find Dylan and bits and bobs along the way, which, you know, the family private search teams have supposedly done. And, you know, while some people may question, has anything actually happened? Well, something must have happened for them to find that new DNA evidence, whatever that is. It's still not been explained till this day. It still remains a bit of a mystery. So it must be of some value and importance to the case for it not to be revealed yet. Maybe because it's still pending. Still trying to work it out. I don't know if we'll ever find out about it. I mean, is there any possibility that that preliminary hearing has been pushed back that far because of new evidence coming recently, that new DNA evidence? Does that have any link whatsoever? If not exactly, is there a possibility that that new DNA evidence will be applied to that preliminary hearing when they question, you know, what's the amount of evidence that's currently on Brenner stacked against him? Is it enough to go to trial and kick it all off from there, or is there not enough on Brenner? You get what I'm saying? I mean, your thoughts, if you're viewing right now, you can leave comments down below. Do you think there is enough evidence for this preliminary hearing when it eventually comes about to go straight to trial, or is there not enough evidence at this moment in time? You know, what's your current thoughts about it? If we was to reflect back, right, what actual evidence do we have which can incriminate Brenner, right? We just do a brief little reflection. So you got Dylan's boots, left discarded, abandoned out in the desert near the dirt mound, and it just so happens to have Brenner's fingerprints on them. Whether people directly think, well, that's suspicious or not, Brenner's prints were found on them. So it links to him, at least, okay? What else? Well, you got the phone recording, the time-lapse video or so from Dylan's phone, the 7:27 a.m. timestamp on the 28th of May 2022, which depicted Brenner cleaning a firearm, whichever one it was, as well as wiping blood down off his hands and arms and blood on his shirt. And later that shirt was retrieved by LE, found his Brenner's trailer. And besides the blood, there was DNA of Dylan found on that shirt. So that's another bit of suspicion there, right? Is there anything else? I mean, this is what I mean. Because the case gone on so long, it's hard to remember everything, okay? Brenner, seen as a witness, that could be a little bit of evidence that he was there at that time with the phone, the time-lapse. If you want to add on any further, you want to remember any other key bits of evidence, feel free to do so down below. I'm just doing it on the spot, right? Just to question overall, is it more than enough for it to go to trial? Or is it still one of those things where from now till May 15th, 16th, that Dylan's remains have to be found and that DNA has to be found from Brenner, which is on the body of Dylan? That could be a done deal. But is that going to happen from now till then? I want to know your thoughts. With winter time approaching and, with the snow, the ice getting colder out there, is it going to make things more difficult? Likely. It's going to delay stuff. You're not going to be able to do things like how it was last year. So that will push back a bit, delay things, and then when they finally do get round to being able to go out and search again, if they claim summertime, then you got May, kind of clashes. Just let me know your thoughts down below. I think all in all, that's pretty much it for there. I just think that from now till then, there's going to be more silence, right? There could still be an end of year interview or review on Dylan in memory of Dylan by the family, maybe by Candice Cooley, maybe East Idaho News right before the end of the year. But then past that point, I don't know what else will happen. There could be a great deal of silence. Is that a good or bad thing? No. I mean, we've already experienced it already, so it's not going to be anything directly new. But I'm still interested in that unknown DNA evidence. How valuable is it? Does it link to Brenner or somebody else? And yeah, that's pretty much it. If there are any more updates along the way, etc., then I'm sure videos can be covered. Still focusing on the Kenny Veach case and other bits and bobs in between, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So preliminary hearing, May 15, 16, 2024, quite some time ahead, but Candice Cooley sees it as a positive, a small win, a small victory. The last time Candice Cooley regarded it as a small win or victory would it have been March the 3rd, 2023, many months ago now, when Brenner was charged with the murder and desecration of Dylan Rounds. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Goodbye, good night for now.